What's going on? And welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcasts. I am Justin, here with Meelz. Hey, Meelz,
Yes.
what do you want to talk about?
Ooh, so many different things, man. We got a lot to talk about today. My
Oh,
full, complete focus is pro wrestling now that the Knicks season has ended.
okay.
Um, so my full, complete, harmonious focus for at least the next week and a half, because I also have to watch a bunch of anime for the lookout this summer. But for next week and a half, my full focus is on wrestling. There's something else I wanted to talk about too. I forgot. Oh well. But I'm doing great, brother. It's a great day in New York City. Great crisp weather. I'm looking forward to recording this and then immediately going outside and experiencing it. How are you feeling today?
It's pretty good. I got a One Piece update,
Ooh, okay. Where we at?
One Pace update. So
Okay.
last week
Even better.
I could beat the game. I cleared Arlong, did
Yes.
Buggy's Crew, dig Log Town, did Reverse Mountain, uh,
Ooh, okay.
did
So you got Chopper. You got Chopper on deck.
Reverse Mountain. No.
Chopper's not there yet?
Uh,
Oh, all right. I'm bucking.
he might be in this new shit.
He's coming. He's coming for sure.
Yeah, he might be in this new shit. I'm on Whiskey Peak. I just
Okay.
finished Whiskey Peak last night, so I'm on Trials of Kobe Meppo after that. I think that's like a 2 episode thing,
I
and then
don't remember.
I'll be at Little Garden after that. So I'm moving. I'm moving through. I'm moving
I
through.
love it. I love that you're moving through it. To be honest with you, a lot of these early arcs I don't remember, basically because I don't remember it. Very little things happened until, for me, I guess Skypea, which is long as fuck. But you're on your way there.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the show at this point,
Mm. No, don't do that.
from the
You
Netflix show, because I don't
play.
I'm so close and I don't want to be spoiled.
Oh, right. Okay, I could see that. I mean, well, it's coming. I'm interested to see how they're gonna adapt all this other stuff like that. But they have a great cast. They have great money. This is legitimately, in literally 2 seasons flat, is legitimately the first successful anime adaptation, live action anime adaptation of all time. It's the most successful. Um, so looking forward to that. I didn't watch the Netflix thing. That little to doom. What is it called?
Yeah, to doom. I actually had WWE presence, a big WWE presence there.
Oh yeah, they brought all the big guns and Raquel. Um,
Don't be mean. Don't be mean to my Gona.
but it needs someone to, just in case I'm having. But no, it looked fun. It looked fun. Um, quick question: how do you feel about snack wraps? What's in them snack wraps? As one as how do you feel about snack wraps, nigga?
What's in them snack wraps when it is patently clear what is inside of them?
can we can we can we talk about the moment? Literally, when Popeyes announced the snack wraps yesterday, the first thing that came to my mind was Mary J. Blige.
Oh god.
What's in them chicken wraps? Fresh chick. And I was just like, even when did that commercial come out? Had to be like 2011. Even when it came out, I said, Mary, this is a terrible idea. Like, even when it came out, like it became a meme and it became a thing, and then it all got pulled because of the bad optics of it. But I'm legitimately like, Mary J. Blige, you've been in this industry at that point for like 30 years. And at no point
Well,
did you standing on a table singing about what's in chicken, fresh lettuce, three cheeses.
I would argue that she actually has a worse decision that she's
Ooh,
and that is hanging out with Sean Combs. But
well,
yeah, that one's up there.
it is up there. It is definitely up there. But how are you excited? Are you excited about chicken wraps, snack wraps?
I
Like,
never
to be honest with you,
I would never trust anything from McDonald's that came in a tortilla.
yeah, that's
Or
really it.
or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they come wrapped up like a hot pocket. Hate to destroy the immersion of or the illusion.
No, it's a very, even back when it was an actual thing, it was like very loosely packed, and it's like cheese is everywhere, 2 pieces of lettuce, mad mayo, um, and a chicken select. Which now I'm sure they're gonna use, what are the chicken tender things? What do they
Does it
call them
taste
now?
like a chicken nugget?
I haven't tasted it.
Well, I need you to try. I tried some crazy shit for this show. You should
I
try it.
haven't I haven't tasted it because I think my niece tasted it and she was just like, "It's alright." Like, I think it just tastes like McChickens, but, like, select. Like tenders.
It's just a
Like, she was just like, "It's alright." Like, it didn't change my mind, it didn't break no ground. She hasn't ordered it since, and she's someone, she's 16, so she's peak, like, McDonald's, "I'm going to McDonald's, I'm hanging out at McDonald's," kind of thing. Um, and yeah, she hasn't at all went back to it.
well,
So,
let me know because I'm not trying it.
okay, I mean, I got points. So I got points on the app. Let me
Yeah.
see. That's actually about to expire. Now that I think about
I
it.
don't ever use the app. They always add like not like McDonald's. Well, actually, here's my thing.
The app is
I haven't
clutch.
I haven't had McDonald's in 3 months.
Good for you.
So,
Can't relate, but good for
it
you.
it's actually the longest stretch I think I've had without at least, like, getting, like, nuggets. Like, McDonald's used to be, like, my, like, safety food where I'm just like, "Oh, it's too late," or like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I ate lunch too late. Let me just grab a 4-piece and a fry." Like, I
It's
would
gonna
just
come in 10 minutes, you know?
I've stayed away from it. I've largely stayed away from it. I've been on just, cooking myself and,
Wow.
all that type of stuff. Like, I've actually stayed away. The only bad thing I've done is that I've had In-N-Out twice in the past 2 weeks, but it's only been because I just had a crazy craving for it, but that's it.
Okay. I have 4,016 points expiring soon for McDonald's.
Oh, you can get every snack wrap.
Yeah, I can get anything. It expires on July 1st. I had a 2,200 points expire last month, and 1,400 points expire the month before that. So, yeah, and I currently have 12,675 points on McDonald's.
You a
And I don't
McDonald's
even
nigga.
I don't even get much, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
clearly you get a lot.
no, I mean, the points are, they give you 1,000 points for just ordering some bullshit, bro. They I literally, the only thing that I get, and this is why I use the app, because there's better deals on the app than you go in person and spend like $14 on it. The $5 McChicken meal, the $6 McDouble meal. That's literally it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true.
Because I'm unemployed. Like, I needed something, a quick fix that's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at with this.
You sent me the, the rundown for today's show, and I just said, "Fuck," because
Yeah, I was
we got a lot to
concerned.
talk about. We got
I,
a
I
lot of
was concerned you were in like traffic or something. I was like, holy fuck.
No, no, no. I was making breakfast, and I was like,
Okay.
we got a lot of things to talk about. We may piss people off this week. So for all the people that listen to the show but hate our takes,
I love
be
it.
ready to reference this episode when you're mad at meals online.
I've been blocking niggas, man. I Because here's the funny thing. I don't even like blocking people like that. But I see that so many people have me blocked. And it's a funny phenomenon because I'll read like a Sean Ross Sapp post and then I'll go into the comments. And then one account I can't reply to, another account I can't reply to. I was like, what's going on here? And I'm like, well, if y'all don't want to see me, I don't want to see you. Bam. You know what I'm saying? I did that to Dax from FTR last night. I was like, Dax blocked me. All
What's
right.
on that block list? I think I can check that still. I don't know if Elon's taking that away.
He might, if he's a, no one should ever be blocked anymore. I mean,
And block, hold on, blocked accounts. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a
what's a
lot
number?
of accounts. I can't see the number for some reason. I think they took that away. But I
Oh,
tell you what, it's a lot of wrestling accounts. All right.
amen. Listen. So, the nigga who came in my mentions last week, and I was just like, "Get off your burner, nigga," and he was just like, "You blocked me on my real account." I was like, "Oh, nice." I was like, "Nice,
Hold
go
on.
me."
before I do that, let me add another muted word. Let me add sinners. Sin- sinners.
Add counter programming to it.
Yeah, counter programming to it. What else do I want to add to this? Fantastic
Yeah,
Four. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four for
All right.
sure.
All right, we're done.
Amen. Listen.
My most latest ones: Sinners, no round twos, not like us, three times, and every spelling of the sense. Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool, Biden, Trump,
oh,
Kendrick,
oh,
Lamar, K. Dot, Drake, Drizzy, Champagne Poppy is also deleted or muted. X-Men 97, The Stallion, Megan, Meg, and Tory Lanez.
Jesus Christ. Well, listen, man. I get it. Nothing that you have said this far, I don't get.
Yeah, I don't see any of it.
I I I blocked Britt Baker, but
Damn.
I know considering how things are going, I might just unblock her. considering how the tides are moving with her, I might
What's
just,
what's your what's your
I don't have muted terms.
I need to know our followers, our listeners, block lists and blocked accounts. Your favorite.
Yeah.
If it's
Oh,
me,
my favorite one lately. Well, my favorite one for the last number of years is Busby. I just haven't.
Busby is if I were to, I would have to scroll very far. He might be one of the first people I ever blocked. He
Yeah.
muted.
And not that it's like, here's the thing, like, I didn't mind him for a while until he started like attacking all my friends and stuff like that. But I legitimately didn't know he existed until whatever time this summer when niggas found out that he was saying weird shit online. So I legitimately like, oh shit, he does exist. Like the 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 Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah.
Or but it is what it is. You know what, Britt Baker? Unblock. Welcome back to the Meelz universe, baby.
Well, with the way things are going,
Amen.
might be speaking up more sooner than later because
And I might even put my alerts on.
I might be front and center for that one. We got comings, we got goings, we got comings and goings.
Amen. Talk
It's a
about it.
week. It's probably one of the busiest weeks in wrestling in the past since Mania, maybe, right? Like just in terms of just things going on. So let's start off with some AEW news. Mariah May officially gone from AEW, and all signs point to her going to WWE. Now, Meals, this was kind of like scuttlebutt in our Discord a couple of weeks ago rather,
Mhm.
about this happening. We had been talking about it for a while. I was kind of skeptical. I was just like, well, we'll see. And then a pay per view went by, and she wasn't mentioned. Then a bunch of like opportunities where she could have shown up on the main show happened,
Sure could.
and
Yeah.
she was not there. And then it was finally confirmed last Thursday. And I mean, damn, this is crazy. She had the title for over 90 days in AEW. Was figured into one of their biggest storylines in 2023, 2024, and just gone, not even given a send off. My first question to you for the overarching, your overarching thoughts on it. What do you feel about this idea that AEW never lets people get a chance to just even get a send off? They're never used. They're just kind of like, "Well, you're not coming back. Word. We're just gonna miss you until like until your contract runs out." Like, how do you feel about stuff like that?
um, how do I feel about people not getting a send off? I mean, it's consistent at least. But I mean, I guess I don't have a real strong feeling. Like whatever you kind of, if you don't, I I can understand his business model of like, well, nigga, if you don't want to be here, then you don't have to be here. Um, but I guess it's more like a business practice of like, let's cool you down because we know where you're going. Um, or unless you're lame, where it doesn't really matter if you go or not. But let's cool you down. Let's take the energy up. But my thing is that it's never a cool down. The You can't cool down someone if they go in some place where it's red hot. You know what I'm saying? You can't cool them down enough. So, you know, I I know you have your thoughts on it. I'm kind of like, I get it. Um, I'm not overly like, oh my god. It just really kind of depends per situation. Like if you have like just if it's been a year, Ricky Starks thing, no creative, no nothing. You're lying to our face, lying to poor Scorpio Sky's face, saying like, nigga, we had something for him to do and we just couldn't do it. So I don't really know what else to do. Like, so it is what it is. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's crazy. I think that, she was one of their, biggest pushed stars, especially on the women's division, and for her to kind of not get that send off is kind of strange. I think that, like, ultimately, like, we uh, and we'll get to this, and I don't want to, like, bridge the gap in that way, but I do think it's funny how people act and react depending on things that they like, but we already knew that. But I think that, there are a bunch of women in that division right now that are sorely, sorely, sorely looking for an opportunity and not getting that. So, like, for someone who is or was getting that opportunity to not kind of get a chance to have a send off to the amount of fans that she had there, I think that's crazy. But um
It's weird because I also think in one aspect also, I think she maximized her time there. Like, it's actually I can't think of a run, especially a short one, where from, beginning to end, it was just relevancy.
yeah.
Especially someone as new as her in the American kind of like television scheme. Like, it's she really maximized her time. She really optimized the opportunity. She started out new, had a program, was attached to the champion, became the champion, became the most hated, then lost the championship back. Like, it's like a great one season show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think here's the thing with AEW. I think there's a fear. I think there are three things or two things maybe that happen there that cause them to make these decisions.
Yeah,
One of them is Stephanie Vaquer.
of
I
course.
think they never want anything like that to happen where somebody gets on their television and they're hotter than they were before, right? They never want that to happen again. But they also look at what happened with Jade, where Jade did get a send off and she did get to go, and then she went right to WWE. They don't want that narrative ever again, right? They're good on that. They don't want that to
Mhm.
happen. Like, I completely understand that, but I think that optically, it looks crazy that, like, one of your biggest female stars. This would be like Becky not getting a send off. Whenever she leaves, she always gets a match before she's out of there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
she always puts somebody over. The only person that Mariah put over was Tony Storm, who was already over.
Who was already over. But to be honest with you, we're also getting Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet. So at this point, pray and fall for the rest of the division. But it's a AEW isn't the best at fully utilizing the breadth of female talent that they have.
Yeah.
And albeit there are some kind of like crumb bums there, there
Crump.
are some, well, crumb bums. It's a nicer way. Um, there are some good talent that can be used or utilized in different ways, and they just don't. So to be honest with you, I don't blame Mariah May, and this is why I say she maximized her time. I'm afraid of what was on the other side
True.
of that title reign for her. Like, legitimately afraid. I'm sure she would have been Harley Cameron in it. Shout out to Harley Cameron. I'm sure she would have gotten a tussle with a couple more women on the roster. But realistically, you look at kind of the whole that the women kind of like the two women, Tony Storm and Mercedes Monet, more Mercedes than Tony, have on this division and kind of where it's leading up to. There's no room for any real s- notable position
Yeah.
unless you were like fighting in Anarchy in the Arena. Shout out to Willow and Marina, but like realistically, like where does the rest of the women's division fall from there?
Yeah, I
Megan
mean,
Bayne?
well, Megan Bain's already on fucking Collision doing her thing there. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know what they're doing, Megan Bain. I think she lost to Tony in the build up because Tony had to look strong to face Mercedes, and
I
then
feel they could have done a rematch. Even if Megan Bayne
I
lost
know,
again,
I
they
know.
should have done the rematch because
Because
it didn't make any sense.
because they did a roll-up finish, and then they did the roll-up finish, right? And then she just never fucked with her again, and
Yeah,
she fucked off. And now it's like you have to have Tony kind of have that definitive "I beat you" win or loss. You know what I mean? But it's like it's such weird booking with that, and then she's immediately making bitches know me.
because Mina Shirakawa pulled up, and they're like, "Ooh, Mina Shirakawa, let's do that instead."
New toy.
Right.
You know,
And now she took an L, so it's like,
it's just like I don't know. I don't know. What are prospects for her in WWE? It's been reported that she is considered a focal point in the women's division going forward. And I mean, I guess we can like touch on this here a little bit. Like NXT just had a completely they just wiped the deck on last Tuesday. Like they just completely wiped the deck clean. All of their kind of major women that signed 8 or 9 months ago are gone. It seems like the runway is clear for Mariah May to kind of do her thing. Is it not?
yeah, realistically, I mean, um, here's my thing. I don't think she's going to NXT.
Oh wow.
That's my like, I guess I've
Here's my
never.
thing. I think she needs to.
She needs to. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like she from what she proven, if the AEW thing was an audition per se, I think she's proven that she can hang on the main roster. Um, she could always refine her skills. I mean,
Yeah.
she's still relatively new within the world of wrestling. I think she's been wrestling maybe like 5, 6 years, so she's still relatively new.
Do you think
But
she wants to go? Because it seems like
no, I think she wants to be on the main roster.
we'll see. I mean,
I think
again, we're
if
thinking here. We don't know.
right, we don't know, but I think she would wanna be on the main roster. I can't see her, like, to be honest with you, it would get in the you would be doing the exact same thing that we just did, which is, like, add a bunch of women to the roster, delay, potential progress for a bunch of people that we've been building up over the last 3 years for the next, like, 9 months, and then, like, try to circle back to it, and see where these ladies' contracts are and all this other stuff like that, that now we have to kinda take into account. But I think Mariah May, considering how good she is on the mic, she's solid in the ring. I mean, she ain't blow me away, but
Not
she's
great.
pretty
She's not great.
yeah, but I think her what she can add to a roster, especially one of the main rosters, I think you could slot her in to feuding with Lyra, you know? You could slot her in to whatever they got on SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown's pretty full, to be honest with you.
I don't think you put Mariah May and Tiffany Stratton on the same show.
No, not
I
at
think
all. So
that's malpractice. That you just
yeah, so I think you can slot her in on Raw. To be honest with you, especially you looking at Bailey, you looking at Lyra, you looking at Becky, you looking at Rhea, you looking at Stephanie, you looking at a bunch of people on that show. I think she slots in as someone who can talk, someone who can sell a character, and someone who has the look. And I think we're going to talk about the look as well at some point during this. But um, I don't think she needs to go to NXT. If she ends up there, it's not the end of the world, but I don't think she needs to go to NXT, nor do I think that she'd want to go to
she
NXT.
need to learn to cut a promo, man.
Mm.
She need to do something, man. I didn't find her like super impressive when I saw her,
Man,
but
look at the material, bro. Look at what she was standing in.
true indeed, true indeed, true indeed. However, that's my whole point is that the material wasn't great.
Yeah.
Get potentially some better creative and better material. And here's my thing. It seems to me like she's always wanted to do this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if that's the case, then like what's wrong with taking a little, taking some precautionary steps to make sure that you're successful, as successful as possible when you're trying to do this, So we'll
Because
see.
they probably paying her bread.
They were paying Stephanie and Julia bread too, and Jordan. That's
Yeah.
why they got the fuck out.
Yeah, but they had um this one is more closely like It's either AEW or WWE. So now WWE is not going to match the pay of AEW, but they're going to say like, we're going to give you a little bit more.
Yeah, I heard they gave her more.
Yeah.
That was the rumor. I heard they
S-
outmatched them.
So, oh wow. So in that instance, you looking at TKO, who apparently are now all about checks and balances. Them niggas, they looking at every cent of the dollar. It's like, are we making money or not? Um, and where are we maximizing where our funds go, and are we maximizing them on television? You know what I'm saying? Are we maximizing having this potential $1 million, superstar on a brand that doesn't maximize her $1 million skills? So,
It's still a brand that gets 50 million to air on CW every week. I don't think that they don't see NXT as it's certainly probably not a loss leader anymore. So I don't think that
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
is that. I again, either way, we're not either destination is not wrong, but I don't think either destination is a net negative for her wherever
sure.
she decides to go. Um, but I do think that like NXT is missing like that like seasoned star. It's not there right now. I think if Mariah May's there, that's automatically like okay, there's a reason to tune in every week. You know what I mean? I think that's where I look at it as. Um, let's get into some more departures. This will probably be a large part of this episode here.
Mhm.
Uh, our Truth announced on a strange day to just announce a release just in general, which makes me think that like he probably knew that it was happening. It just I guess they would just finalize over Friday, I guess, because he clearly
Mhm.
was on the show. Um, our Truth announced that he was released. Nay, it was more so announced that he was not being renewed. But he announced that it was a release. But I guess people I don't know who knows how they look at these. But it was announced that he was not going to be renewed. And he thanked the WWE Universe, thanked everybody for supporting him for so long. And man, aside from the initial what the fuck that I gave, I did not expect to see this much of a fuck given like this. Huh? Like, holy shit.
I think I didn't necessarily like I can see I mean, I didn't expect it, but I can absolutely see it because of
Really?
how long he's been featured on the show and how beloved he's been kind of by everyone, fans and wrestlers alike. Um our truth is he's to be honest, he's just someone who I guess a stalwart of the last era. Like he was someone who kind of like even grounded some of the aspects of the show where, everything even kind of even felt so serious. Maybe there was just a moment where it wasn't so serious where you could just take a second and laugh. And he was really, really the I think what people resonate the most with is they're like, no one's talking about his in-ring skills, no one's talking about his accomplishments or acumen and stuff like that. He was really good at what he did, and I think that went a long way with people. You know what I'm saying? Like he was incredible comedy act. He was, from time to time he'd mix it up in the ring. He was very earnest in the way he delivered these things, but he was also very funny even to the last thing. Like he literally making Solo Sikoa almost break on television in his last appearance just by calling JC Husky.
Be clear, Solo makes Solo break. But yeah, go ahead.
But he was incredibly good at his job. So people love our truth. People want our truth back. I think it's more so, especially what he signifies for people, and kind of
It's,
what
he
this
signifies
this
hope.
release,
He
right, right.
signifies hope, man. You know what
But
I mean?
what his release kind of signifies for, I guess, how people are kind of viewing TKO. You
No,
know,
here's the thing. His release is a regular thing. We've been let go. All right.
of course.
We've been let go from our jobs, right? We know the deal. We know what it is.
There's always that person who worked there for 20 years and they, I can't believe they let them go. Holy fuck.
Yeah, we are definitely familiar with it. I think the issue is Meals is that this has become a flight, what's the word, a cause for people who don't know. Like, I'm not gonna deny that there are people who actually legitimately care about what happened to Truth. I'm not gonna deny
Right.
that. There are people who genuinely give a fuck about this Truth thing. I'm not gonna deny that that is a thing. People are allowed to feel the way they want to feel, and I think that that is completely valid. However, there are bad faith actors that are trying to like say that this is a indictment of, they do this every release, right? They do this every single release. Every release they do this, where it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this. This is the worst thing ever. I can't believe TKO did this. I can't believe Triple H did this. They don't even know who to blame. They have no clue who to blame. And they use this as a way to say, okay, well, this is an indictment on uh, WWE's uh, fucking treatment of their fans and their audience. I'm like, okay, Mania prices, yeah, I get it. Our Truth being released, I don't know how many little kids are other, like, this mostly adults that are reacting to this. It is not little kids that are reacting to this
Yeah, but people are reacting nonetheless.
on the
Like,
internet.
well, no, they reacted last night.
All
Like,
25 of them did. That good job.
but it's still, you still heard it on tele. My thing is that it is a thing that affected people. Don't get me wrong. We've all been through releases. At the end of the day, this is no different than anything else that has kind of like happened. At the end of the day, our truth being there 2008 probably going to be like, hey, are we using him? There's probably at this point now, there's probably a different way of how they determine whether people stay or go. And it's a series of questions. How much are we using him? How much are we paying him or them rather? Let me say them. How much are we paying them? How much are we using them? What is it was a 5-year plan look like for them moving forward, et cetera, et cetera. Like, how's their progress of things? And they're looking at situations and they're kind of being like, well, you know, our truth has been around for a while. He's got paid for a while. Um, but I don't know if there's anything more that we can kind of like do with him moving forward. I would say it's more to me, this release was a lot more, and I'm not like, don't trust me, I'm not like thrown in things like people are. I'm not thrown up in reaction. I'm not overreacting because, like, one, it happened to me. Two, it happens to a lot of people. And three, our truth will be fine. He'll be more than fine.
It's like, people are like, well, they should have given him a chance to retire. Like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
but it's to me
did y'all
this is
hear that
more
about Mariah May?
right. To me, this is more a sobering reality of what WWE and TKO is now.
But that's the
Like,
thing. That's the thing, Mills. They've never not been this.
well, no,
They were
WWE.
releasing they were releasing people before this.
No, well, I'm talking about more of like the merger and kind of like how the nature of these releases now, right? So, and it's not they're releasing people before this, right? They're surely. And for sure, we've seen people go, we've seen beloved people go. Shelton Benjamin at least twice, a couple people at least twice. Like, people leave and stuff like that. But it's more so, I guess, the way it's kind of reported of like, well, these contracts just aren't being renewed, and you see people pluck it's less of a, we're releasing 12 people in April this year, and more now the barrage of like every couple months we're looking at, well, this contract is up, well, TKO thing them, we get the announcement, da 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 da. Like, it's been a constant kind of stream, so it's kind of like always in your face now. So we're gonna have to continuously go through this at least a number of times per year.
Well, I
Um,
mean, this happens in sports. This happens anytime any company looks at the books and says all of these things. It is the brutal reality of capitalism, and WWE and TKO and Endeavor did not fucking create this system. Like,
right.
it is
But
not
people love our
a
truth.
myth.
That's really kind of it.
That's
If
fine.
if
People
if
love.
it if it
Here's
if
my thing.
niggas
Literally last month, people loved Dakota Kai, and they're not talking about her anymore.
I mean, that's the
That's my
reality of
point.
it as well. That's the
That's my
reality
point.
of it as well.
Like, like, they care until a week passes and they find a new thing. They're gonna find something else to be outraged at in Money in the Bank this weekend.
Of course, yeah, but I feel like people still care. Like, I think even if it's for this time, I think people still care, and I think people. I don't know how much TKO will actually look at kind of like what's happened or like the online kind of like response to
Uh,
this or anything would rather.
Is it affecting ticket sales? If no, nothing.
Well, I agree. I fully agree with that. Um, but I think, not that necessarily, but it's just like your beloved person that always worked there. I don't think it's anything more than that. Well, I don't know. Niggas are trying
People
to
are
make it
making
that.
I think you're
Niggas are
underselling how people are reacting to this.
I think but I agree, but I also understand why people would react this way. That's
Oh
more
my
of my thing.
god.
I understand why people would react this way. People love our truth. Like it wasn't always there, but he
He was
was always
there
there.
on TV. I think people just like to know he was there.
I mean, that's another part of it too.
But
He
they
was
were
always
literally
there.
2 weeks ago, they were literally just saying he's wasting John Cena's last year by having a match with him on Saturday Night's Main Event.
I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying. But I also agree from the standpoint that people love our truth. And that is why it's a difference reaction between our truth and Carlito and fucking Valhalla. Valhalla was like, "Well, nigga, what did you expect?"
It didn't even seem like she was like her announcement was more like she was retiring in general. Like, it didn't
Yeah,
even seem like
she was like, I'm hanging
people
I don't
digging
even
up.
you can't even say boots because she walked out barefoot. But
I'm like, you can't like I'm like niggas digging up old tweets about her being what we all knew and thought she was anyway. And I'm like, so like she's gone now. What's the point of trying to put
yeah, but
more dirt on her grave? Who cares?
niggas love our truth. I think that's really it at the end of the day. Like people really love our truth. So,
I
and
guess,
to
bro.
me, all this showed to me was that people love our truth. Whether it affects business, whether it's the bottom line, it's going to happen the way it's happened, and whether
Go
he's
support
back or
him.
not, it's going to
Go,
be the way it is.
go support him when he go to AEW or whatever the fuck he goes. Go support him there. I
Yeah,
guarantee you those ratings ain't going up.
I mean, but the ratings never. The thing is, the ratings never went up with our truth. He wasn't no ratings guy. He was just beloved.
Okay, well,
People
no,
just love our truth, bro.
are you gonna follow him there?
That's not the answer for the question.
Are
I
you
mean,
gonna
I'll
follow
watch
him
our
there?
truth. I love our truth. If our truth,
I'm gonna be real. I didn't really I was like, damn, he been there for a while, but then again, like he had these moments. I'll remember these moments and I moved on with my life.
yeah, nah, I feel you. I mean, I'm not crying over it. I'm not distraught over it. I'm not anything over it as well. It happens. I think if you have any sense of attachment to reality, like this kind of thing happens. But like I said, can't ignore how much people loved our truth. And maybe it was just more comfort that he was there. Maybe he signified something to people. Maybe he was just
What
someone that they loved there.
what was
But
that
it's
thing
not
he signified? Because the
co-
thing is, I'm telling you, and you know you saw this too. You saw
uh-huh.
nothing but complaints whenever he was on TV. You saw nothing but complaints whenever he got matches. Like like he was like Brooklyn Brawler tier until he got released. And again,
I don't
I am not saying that there are not people who are not upset or allowed to be upset. Let's just be clear. But
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to admit that a good 80% of this outrage is from people that don't really care because you can see people. There's the nigga Julian online has tweets of people who not even 14 days removed were shitting on him.
Right.
Like there are people there it is a lot of this is fake. You are speaking as if all of this is real and it's not.
I'm speaking as if I'm speaking that people
He didn't die, by the way. He's still
no,
alive.
he didn't die. I mean, we're making but the reality is people like our truth and people liked our truth in WWE. Like it just is what it is. I mean, he's not the most popular. He's not the biggest draw. He hasn't been in the world title scene in a minute. I mean, I guess he was attached just recently. But he was that like person that people genuinely loved who made them laugh on the show. Like it's always and then when they get let go, it's like, damn,
Nah, niggas is
man.
saying damn. Niggas is
I mean,
saying
niggas is doing damn
so
all after the fact because it's sobering. It's a real sobering shit now. But
Meelz,
yes, niggas was
Meelz,
clowning him. Niggas
niggas
was clowning him.
niggas was not on some damn on Sunday and Monday, bro. Niggas was like, this is going to be this is a point of no return for WWE. It's over.
Well,
I'm like,
I mean, I've seen that, but I've seen both. I'll say that.
I like maybe I need to work on my muted. Let me go our truth. Matter of fact, let me go mute that right now on Twitter. I need to go mute.
Why? Why would you do that? He's done nothing wrong.
I'm tired of these niggas, man. Tired of these niggas, man.
Either
Like let's just be real. Can we just
you will
be
be
real?
fine.
People don't want to be real. No, I know I'm gonna be fine. People don't want to be real. Like you low key don't want to be real, but you being real, but also like you not looking at like the bigger picture of like what's going on here. People are trying to make this R Truth thing a business changing thing. It is not business change. Yes, a couple of fans will be upset, but you know what companies do? It's the same thing they do when they fucking put out Superman and the S don't look right. A couple of people
Hmm.
are going to be upset, but we're moving forward with the S. We think it looks fine. We focus tested it.
Right.
It's the same thing that happens when niggas put out a video game and there's a fucking female protagonist. We know there's going to be a couple people upset. There's a female protagonist, but you know what? It's testing well, and we put the money behind it, and we think we're going to be able to go for it. We're going to be fine without it, or without a male protagonist. It's
Hmm.
shit like that. It's like these are decisions that are made, and people fucking dislike them. People get fucking released, and it's fucking terrible. But just, this is not the only company that does this, and people are reacting as if no other company fires people. Our
Hmm.
Troopers paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
He is well off. I'm sure.
But my response to that is that I don't understand why like people can't be upset that he got released. Like all those things can be true, but people can also be upset that he was released.
They're too fucking upset that he's been really, like, it's 48 hours later.
People are really upset.
That's corny. Go give money to Palestine.
Why? Like it's I
This
mean,
shit is
yes,
stupid.
but
In the bigger scheme of things, this shit is stupid. That's all. That's my point. This is dumb. This is stupid to get like. Are you gonna like stop watching then? Like I don't care anymore. Like stop watching.
right. But I mean, my thing yeah, we're thinking around the same point.
They have always been greedy. They have always been fucking profits over everything. This is even before they became publicly traded. They have
Hmm.
always been these things. No one
Hmm.
is denying this. I don't know what,
Hmm.
like, it's not a point. Like they have always been greedy. You fucking Apple is greedy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Android is greedy. All of these motherfuckers are greedy. Our truth should not be the fucking the hill you die on when there's so many hills that we've seen already. There's been people released a month ago that you could have been doing this over
Niggas
too.
love our truth more than them niggas released a month ago. For that is completely for surely
I
fact.
don't give a fuck about this shit. So let's move on.
We can move on.
I
I
truly,
mean,
I
Carlito
truly,
Carlito was also released, but yeah.
that's another nigga. I don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Like,
most people, they beloved
did
for
it.
the moment. It just is what it is. He got paid to play video games on TV for like 2 years. So shout out to him for getting the bag. We'll see you
I
when we
guess
see
you
you.
can say this now. This just came out,
Uh-huh.
but we heard this in our Discord from a source that we have in there that they offer our truth a um a contract. We learned this on Sunday.
Hmm.
He knew about it, about his
Wait, this
contract.
just came out?
Yeah, it just came out. It's in our Discord, but apparently WWE offered him a lower rate, and
Hmm.
he used it, and so they didn't renew his contract. So it's just regular contract stuff. It wasn't out of the blue. He clearly knew it was happening.
Yeah. Wait, during the Coach and Bro show. Coachman. But
Well,
yes,
we have someone that corroborated the story anyway.
right. So, you know,
So they offered
it's
him. He was clearly making a lot of money,
yeah.
and he said no. And then that doesn't, that won't frame anyone's ideas. Or so now it's gonna be y'all should have paid him as much as you've been paying him. Then is that the idea too?
I mean, I don't know what to say. It's not up to me to ask how much he should be paid. It's the company who really determines the value of
All
it.
right. So
Uh,
so again, it's a negotiation between them two. And if you're really upset with it, it's either he should have took the pay cut to stay, which I'm not saying he should. Go get the bag. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan is going to offer him millions of dollars to do what he was doing. They love 50-year-olds over there.
They sure the fuck do.
So
Um,
ultimately, he's gonna get the bag elsewhere. This isn't anything to cry over. Let's move on.
I agree. Let's move on.
Carlito, whatever. I've never been a Carlito fan.
I mean, I love Carlito, but yeah, he got paid to do nothing. It would have been interesting if he had like actual notable matches, but he didn't. Got
He had mad matches the first year he was there.
yeah, yeah. He made fun of the fact that literally he probably owes them money for literally like pretty much doing nothing but taking spears for the
He
last like
went he
6
went back
months.
to WWN, won their heavyweight championship, and he's back to
Listen, he got
doing
back to the grind. Yeah, you get back to the grind. That's how you do it. Puerto
Cora
Rico, where they love me.
Jade was on
Cora
Ariel
J.
Helwani. I said, "Wait, what?"
I know, right? I was like, how you book that? But I
Yeah.
love the weekly wrestling talks he's been having with a bunch of people. I think that's fire.
Well,
Cora J to me,
I don't know if she came off the best here. Uh,
I watched the entire thing. To me, she comes off. There's a series of unfortunate things that have happened to her.
yeah, the pregnancy thing was fucking frightening, especially as somebody who was
Yeah,
gone through miscarriage, who's gone
yeah,
through losing child
uh,
before, just frightening stuff there, especially with
absolutely.
being so young and having to deal with that trauma. That part was rough.
Right.
Um,
The trauma dealing with, the body shaming thing, I'm kind of like I understand it from her perspective because it's kind of like trauma you can't, you know, if it's something that affects you, it's something that affects you, and there's nothing we can really kind of like do about that. But realistically, like wrestling has always been who, if you look good, that's like 40% of like, well, let me say 30 because I've seen people who look good who can't do shit. But the look is very, very important in any world of entertainment. So if it's like, hey, you know, you should probably bulk up more. You should probably do this. You should probably do that. And the third is likely because of television. Um, it's just the way it is. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not, but it is a truth that exists. That look is very, very important. So I'm sorry that she had to go through, or at least anything that she went through, regards to like the body shaming thing. But it's unfortunate truth of pro wrestling and the entertainment industry. Um,
I think especially in this one where I guess the comment was like, "It looks like you can't crack an egg," and
yeah,
I think that like
that's tough to hear at 19 years old. Cause
yeah,
like low key, my niece is 16 years old. And if she hears anything about her body, she immediately like explodes into tears. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough to hear when you're younger and it does have an effect on you, which is why, I extend definitely grace in that point. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate part of the industry that you're in.
yeah. I mean, and then again, it's you stand next to like a Jordynne Grace
Right.
or Kalani or something like that, and they're But again,
So
it's like,
Ruka, yeah, like,
and who's to say, like again, who's to say what they hear in coaching? Again, like she did mention like that the way that they coach is more suited to those uber athletes they have in there than people who have been wrestling for a while or wrestling in the indies, and that kind of shows you again what's the breakdown. It's like they're kind of separating people who have kind of had the traditional wrestling upbringing, but also seeing who can do both. And I
yeah.
think that's kind of separating what they want and what they need. It kind of give you a clue into as to why they make the decisions they make, especially when it comes to releases within NXT. Um, but I could see where it could be tough, or it would have been tough. She dealt with an injury, and then by the time she got back, Meelz, there was just so many people there that had caught on so much faster, and we noticed it when she came back last year that it was almost like she was underwater, like she was already 10 steps behind. She comes back during a Giulia match, and within the Stephanie Vaquer introduction, you know what I mean? Like it was just very tough to like kind of size her in there between those mega kind of athletes that were around, and her who had kind of been kind of behind the eight ball for a while, and I could see that was A lot of those opportunities weren't she didn't receive before then, but it just seemed like NXT's women division just moved at light speed after 2021 that it was just very tough to do so.
Yeah, it's a I think, you know, a lot of people came in that passed her by, and it's something that very it happens pretty much in every wrestling oriented thing. Like it happens in AEW. One day you're Miro, and then suddenly welcome Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Aleister Black, and then Andrade, and then you know Will Osprey, and suddenly like eight other niggas come in, and you're like, wait, but I'm Miro. Um, that never happened, but uh for her, I guess yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate like timing thing. And then when it comes to the contract, it's like, well, now we're looking at you in comparison to these new talent that come in, and can we see you on the main roster? And it's so weird now. Like, I stressed this a couple episodes back. I was like, back in the day, they used to call everyone up no matter what. You were gonna get called up. You were at least gonna see how it worked on the main roster. If anything, it doesn't work out, and that's just not how it works anymore. Like, you know, it was I watched the interview in Ariel Helwani, and he's reading off her dates, and she got a lot of like indie dates. Like, shout out to her for getting back on the grind. And she's like, Toronto, and she's like, yeah, I've never been there before. And I was like, damn, you've never been there before. And she was like, Ohio, and she's like, I've never wrestled in Ohio. I'm like, damn, you've never wrestled in Ohio? NXT there all the time. Like, so many different places that
They
she's
don't do
just.
loops in Ohio.
I mean, right? I'm thinking of like the stuff that they used to do back in the day, like
She
but
was
now they're doing it once a month, right? Like,
she
so
was
once a month
very
they'll travel.
yeah, like she was very COVID era NXT. Like I could understand. I'm not. No one got those opportunities over her. Like like
Right, I'm
COVID
not
era.
saying that. It's just like it was I was
She's
it
young.
was yeah, it was a realization like, wow, you really just been in Orlando
Yeah,
the
she's
entire
been in
time you was
Orlando
there.
because she was signed up like pretty much immediately when she was like 19.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it was COVID era NXT, so they didn't travel, they didn't go anywhere and do anything. And then again, like the brand doesn't do that much. And even and the thing that's funny, Mills, is that she got injured probably during the time when they were like doing the most traveling because she came back in Chicago, I think. And from there, they were doing a little bit more traveling, but then they were just kind of piggybacking off WWE events. So like, I'm pretty sure it would have eventually happened, but she
Mhm.
again like none of the misfortunes were of her own fault from what we hear, from what we see, at least.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I think that like there are certain things in there are just kind of like I could tell that she's very spunky and rambunctious, and I think that like it does kind of remind me of like kind of like looking at a kid. Like she's still kind of like a kid. You know what I mean? In a
It
lot
re
of ways.
Yeah,
Um,
there are definitely flashes of moments where I think like maturity she would have benefited from a little bit more maturity in terms of like the things that she said, or like the situations that she's in, and she probably doesn't want to hear that, but it's just the truth of what it is. Like, I wouldn't say like, yeah, I don't really want to go to TNA. It's kind of like going back to WWE. I
crazy.
wouldn't say that as a business person. Like, if your agent is like across behind the camera, he should be like, fix it up, click it up, da, da, da," just because you don't really want to close a door on anything. But
Honestly,
you get it. I get it. I also get it. But it also makes it look like you have an issue with WWE when you say that. So, and you just stated in the first thing, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing WWE. I had a great time there. I was, da, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I also don't want to go to TNA since it's really, really close to WWE. I'm not sure what her preferences are in terms of like
bro, it's
that
AEW.
statement.
It's AEW, and
Yeah,
I think that with AEW, she should know how this story ends. She should know if she wants to get the like if she wants to get the
according to
bag.
Osprey, she need to work stardom.
Oh,
She need to work.
and be clear, those Osprey comments are they're far reaching and they're already happening to her in the
Yeah,
in the comment section. They're already telling her she needs to prove herself. And
absolutely.
you got the worst of the worst people
We're
telling
not just taking niggas from WWE.
exactly.
You
And
gotta.
here, Cora was already most hated when she was in NXT. So
Yeah.
like I would fully expect that AEW thing to not go well because these are the same people that did not like her. To me, and it's in the same way that like Ricochet got treated when he got to AEW. It's like these are the same people that like didn't want you there anywhere, and you're there.
Mhm.
Or Edge. You know what I mean? Like there you have like the WWE kind of stink on you. You know what I mean? Like it's just
But I think they equate it to AEW fans equate it to like we hire the best wrestlers here, and you're not of the level to be working here. We only employ the best wrestlers here. I'm like, I just saw two women break their nose on national television last week on your damn show. Like, give it a break, kids. All right, like like give people the opportunity to be able to say to be able to work where they want and be able to reinvent themselves, in a special way. I would have never thought. And the thing that I say this, granted, they're currently tag team champions, so it's not like they're of the ilk of where they were in WWE. I never would have thought Hurt Syndicate would work the same way in AEW than that as it worked in WWE. I didn't think that. I thought Bobby looks crazy next to these regular niggas. But it's working. I think you should give everybody an opportunity to at least show themselves if you want to take the chance on them. And I think fans should be more open to it. But when you say shitty things like what Will Ospreay said, then it starts becoming a thing between fans. So we stand on what we said last week. I stand on what them niggas said on the war report also last week about the little news report of Osprey and Hangman Page. Neither of them wanted to win. They wanted the other one to win, and
Pussy shit. Pussy shit.
yeah, of like Moxley should be looking like, so I'm the only nigga who want this company to be doing well. Like I'm the only serious worker here. Like that was weird.
Pussy
So
shit.
yeah,
That is the that is the strangest. And again, they get no heat for anything they do. They
yeah,
get no one questions it. No one ever they thought that was a cool thing to put out there. It's insane. It's insane. That's the pussiest shit I've ever read in my life.
I agree. Um, what else we got?
We had a huge week last week in NXT.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the
one
JC
of
Jane era, my favorite.
one of the most shocking, I think, episodes that it almost felt like it was like a season finale in a random week in May. That saw two title changes one night. And we've already seen Giulia get called up. We've already seen Roxanne get called up. And we thought, okay, that'll probably be it for a while. I'm thinking Stephanie Vaquer is coming up next year. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like she's
Yeah.
gonna have the full NXT run.
Well, she
Hell
gotta
no.
work Heat Wave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know?
like hell no. It is reported after Stephanie lost her title on NXT to JC Jane, that she would be moving imminently to Monday Night Raw, and Jordynne Grace would be joining her, moving up to SmackDown on the main roster. And it seems, and Ricky Saints, who lost to Ethan Page in the opening contest of NXT last week, is going to be on the main roster as well. But no brand has been attached to him, which is making me think, and this is
It's
my
a
hot take, it's
go
making
ahead.
me think that he's going to be connected to someone or something on the main roster that they don't want out, or someone hasn't leaked yet.
Mm. What are you thinking? If you have any pie or you haven't thought that far yet.
Maybe something that has to do with Cody.
I mean, I'm assuming something that has to do. I'm assuming he'll be on SmackDown because Jade
I,
is on SmackDown, Cody's
yeah,
on SmackDown.
yeah, I think I would imagine it's something to do with
Even though
Cody. I just don't know what.
brands
I
don't
just don't
even
know what.
matter anymore. Brands don't even it don't matter. Like,
I wouldn't say that. I think they do. I just think that I did think that it was very interesting that no one had a read on Ricky, but everyone had a read on the women. So that makes me think that the women have creative that is kind of out, and it's kind of like, okay, this is just what it's gonna be. And
right.
Ricky has something big planned for him. That's all I'm thinking.
I hope so because it's easy to get lost in the shuffle, baby. But if they're paying him again, this feels like TKO is like, yo, we paying these niggas bread.
Find something to
They,
do.
yeah, they can't be just chilling in NXT forever. Whereas
Especially
an old regime, you could hide in NXT for years if you
you
wanted to.
can't be stunting the growth of OTM, nigga. You got to
Yeah,
get up here.
yeah. Yeah, it's time for JC Jane. You know what I'm saying? Give it to her.
Um,
Um,
but I mean, what do you think? Like, I think this is to me more than just niggas can't be chilling in NXT. Like, I think more than that, because I mean,
to the roster.
realistically, they could have had Stephanie there for maybe a couple more months. I don't think it wouldn't have been bad. I think
Yeah, but you just let go a bunch of people for this reason.
this is them saying, this is our new generation. This is the next. And anyone who's on main roster has to be fucking shook because they just called up some killers.
Um, I do think they're next, but I also like I don't feel like WWE's framing it that way. My framing of
All
it,
the money in the bank doesn't frame it that way.
yeah, but my framing is like they deserve to be up here. It isn't to me. It's not like coming like a new wave of things. It's like they deserve to be here based on the kind of level that they are. But I still think we're running it. I still think we're in the Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Bianca, Io Sky
That's
move
the
right
that's the
now.
current though. That's the current.
Right, right, right.
That's the current.
Um,
Like you can't say that that's the next up. Rhea and Bianca, we're 5 years in, 6 years in now. Like
but
this is the next. This the
but I also right, and I also think that these are people who clearly stars who can work on television in various matches, and anybody who draws any kind of attention or thing, like we need them up here. So we can now have more women's matches on whatever card, major women's matches, because I'm sure Semi Vaquer is like A1 number one, sure thing, never been more sure ever in the motherfucking life. Star. They had her shake hands with Rhea Ripley for whatever reason. Like Rhea Ripley was a motherfucking Undertaker, and she was John Cena, and she was like from baddie to baddie.
But I also gotta say that I'm like equally impressed with how they have presented not only just Stephanie, but also like Giulia, like and also Roxanne.
Mhm,
Like they've all had something that they're doing. They're all doing something. I thought
mhm,
Giulia's little pre-tape, it was so good they had to play it twice. I thought it was actually really good. I thought her English was like like really, really good. I
mhm.
thought she had emphasis. I thought that like for her to do that whole thing, and I know it's a pre-tape. I'm pretty sure they had takes, but like for her to just do all of that just out there, like it makes me hopeful and fit and faithful for like when she does get to cut promos, because I think that's always been kind of a sore spot for Joshis or women from Japan coming in, is like they struggle with that. I think
Right.
Julie has shown kind of like confidence there on the mic, at least, that has been pretty palpable. Like it's been pretty good. I like the way Roxanne's been. She's all over Raw this week. She's everywhere. She's doing everything. They've
Yeah,
they they've hit the ground running with these call ups, and I gotta say thumbs up to all of that.
I agree. I wish it was I mean, more men. It could be on the way. Like Ego needs to
He just
be
needs to
on the
go.
way.
I feel like he all. I've always. I'm like, bro. He been putting over niggas already. I'm like, he hasn't done it enough. Like,
Hey man, we had the test. Nigga was on SmackDown. Let's talk about what happened this week on the shows, man.
okay, yeah, quick hits because we gotta still predict the show or predict the.
Yeah, because we had a couple of looks, and a couple of looks look good.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
A
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of them look good. I was like, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take a couple of that. Yeah. SmackDown this week I thought was a good show.
It
Really,
was
really good show.
it was a real good show.
Top
And
to
that
bottom.
on the back that we not only heard news that they're not going by the 2 hours anytime soon,
Oh
but
motherfucker. I hated that shit, but yeah.
they seem to have finally
Found the
they
groove.
found the groove, and they're adding pieces so that there's no lull. I think that the thing with SmackDown last week was that there was no lull. It was just like something was happening every single time you turned, and it matched up and it went really well. Like,
It was
uh,
more because you would have like these 3 segment Zelina Vega matches.
yeah,
You'd be like, nigga, why?
her time is
Ugh.
coming, huh? Her time is coming. Your
Hey man.
time has come.
Hey man.
There-
I
There's no
love I like Zelina. I like
there's
what
no
she
way out of this one.
represents. Yeah. I like what Zelina represents. Uh, but yeah, at least you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Hand it over, big dog.
Um,
It's over with. Hand it over, my G. Uh, I mean,
Bianca
good.
came back
Bianca came back.
really quickly. Still have the thing on her hand, but she's not fully back cleared yet. But she is back here. She had a moment with Naomi. I think the development of Naomi. We're going to talk about it when we hit Money in the Bank. But it's just been she's knocked it out the park every now and then. Jade comes in the ring, and I mean, I saw the tweet. There was a tweet that was like, I don't even know why they have Jade in this thing. She seems like the third wheel compared to the Naomi and Bianca thing. I was like, did you even sit and watch the moment between Jade and Bianca?
People are still being obtuse about the storyline. News at 11. Like
Nigga, that was money.
it is going to be a thing when these two lock up, and they're building to that
You're
when
right.
Bianca better.
That was the most nuanced stare down. I don't even think they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna team again. But
I
that took.
I said this weeks ago, and you called me
Huh?
crazy.
Did I?
Yes, because you know what I said? I said that
Huh?
this is going to lead to there either being a heater for Naomi or something happening with Naomi, and Jade having to team up with Bianca again to face off with Naomi and her new friend, whoever that may be. And you said, I don't know about that.
Why
Somebody
is
go
that was
to the tape.
crazy? Someone could pull it up. Oh, okay.
Arma,
Uh,
yeah, that was the nigga that was gonna pull it up.
yeah. Someone pull it up because I was like, all right.
I
Um,
said that they were gonna team again, and you were kind of like, I don't think so. Like dead ass, Armand, if you're listening, I know you know. I've been on
what
this
Armand?
wave that it's going to be Naomi and it's going to be eventually those three for the title, but they're going to team first.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. God bless. Um, it was a great call, is what I'll say. Um, but it looked good. And then we had the triple threat match: Naomi versus Jade versus Nia Jax, which was calm. You know, it was what it was. Great finish to the show. But Naomi ends up qualifying for Money
Yep.
in the Bank. Shout out to her.
We had a tag team summit, which was really good. I love these guys. These are my guys every week that I can't wait to see. The
Right.
Prophet, DIY, Motor City, Fraxium, the Wyatts. These are my guys. You know, there's always like a like 4K's my guy on Raw. These are
Yeah.
my guys on SmackDown. I love these guys. I love all
Well,
of these teams.
I love that you love it. Um,
Don't be like that. Don't be
yeah,
like that.
okay. No.
Don't be
I
like
love it too. I love it too. I love it too. I love it too. Tag team wrestling, go off, like, go crazy. Um, White Six come out. You know, they lay out the entire field. I'm still like, all right, nigga, only two of you can win the damn belt. So
it's gonna be tough to make these guys heels because they're too over.
yeah,
It's gonna be like because the thing is like I would say this: the tag team division on SmackDown, all of these guys are like on the same level, and what I mean by that is that
these niggas need to work. Is what they really need to do.
yeah, like what I mean by same level is that like they're interchangeable faces and heels. They all get reactions, okay? But like they're not, and no one's above anybody on this on this roster. They could all trade wins. Like the Profits could lose the titles next week, and people wouldn't be mad because like there's you got to keep going. I think the only people that are kind of left out in the middle are Pretty Deadly, but hopefully they get to come back very soon. But like the Wyatts are like so much on a different level of these guys, and like you said, it's like six of them. You know what I mean? It's like how are you gonna properly divide all of the duties for all of these guys?
My heavy thing is, especially in this. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're on the chopping block, um, but I feel like you need to put them in the ring so we can properly take a look at this.
Who do you think the tag team's gonna be? Gacy and Loomis, maybe?
Yeah, essentially, or
Yeah.
Gacy and I don't know what was Rowan do.
I think their first program is probably gonna be DIY. I would say that. They seem to be
They should.
they seem to be targeting them the most.
I
I
mean,
think
you could do a hot little six person tag with Candace. Now that Candace
that
is involved, you can add Nikki to it.
there's a connection with Loomis as well and Gargano if they want to go there.
Yeah,
There's that connection there. Also on this show, we see more Damian Priest, Solo, all of this. Solo, funniest motherfucker,
hey
and
man, talk about it.
Solo, funniest motherfucker in the company right now. The little wiggle dance he did
Yeah.
on our Truth's final match, R.I.P. Rest in peace. He's disappeared, I guess.
He in his
Uh,
element, maybe the mid card, his
yeah.
element. He in his element, baby. Don't ever front like you were what you were not. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
Now
said
them
it.
wanting Jimmy back is crazy.
Yeah, but
I'm like, nigga, what?
like, wasn't he like the architect of you guys' fall fall? Like,
Yeah,
why do you?
but I'm also like, how many times you gonna spin this bitch around?
Yeah, there needs to be no more. But that's because there's no mid card, and it's like that's why you start to get like Alistair involved, or you start to
Because
get
if
like
Jimmy joined them again, I'm gonna be tight.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Okay,
But
because I would be tight.
they definitely need something for Jimmy to do now that his parent tag team partner is gone.
Yeah,
But so
Ricky.
you have
You can team up with Ricky.
you had
Um,
the Jacob JC Mateo thing that's working its way out. I think JC Mateo needs to take some some pointers from Bronson Reed in terms of just how to act when you not on the mic, like when you
You,
just standing there, because he don't know what to do when he just
you don't
standing
know, nigga need to go to NXT.
there.
If anyone need to go to NXT, it's that nigga. I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
the level of you just doing nothing. Like who teaches you that?
like he
Who
need to learn, but Bronson learned on NXT. So you're right.
Yeah, like who taught you to just do nothing? Like things are happening around you and you just standing there.
He always looked like he farted, but he don't want to tell niggas it was him.
Yeah. Niggas talking about you husky, you ain't even react to it. You ain't even there was not even an incredulous look. There wasn't even like a who this
You know
nigga,
what?
man.
You know what? He need to look at old solo tapes.
Hey man. Street
O-
champ.
old solo tapes from when he first got with the Bloodline. That's
Imagine
exactly
old
what he need
solo
to do.
tapes.
He
Imagine old solo tape. Imagine if a nigga come up to you and say you need to watch old solo tapes. Watch the old solo shit.
need to watch the old solo tapes, the old solo highlight reels from
Smoky Mountain and fucking
SmackDown in Mississippi that one week. He need to watch old solo tape, bro. I'm telling you, you laughing, but I'm serious. He need to watch the
I'm
old solo.
laughing because of old solo tapes. It's funny, but he need to he need to do anything but just stand there. Like do something. You know what I'm saying? The matches aren't that great for them to like thing you. They gonna let you go eventually if you don't do shit, bro. You got to do something. Um,
Oh,
and you
man.
about to go up against Jacob Fatu. They open in the lane. They're gonna delay this fucking solo Jacob feud for years, bro.
Nah. It's over. It's over
Nah,
by
it's good because it's gonna be. It has to be. He got to go through JC. I'm assuming first.
no, he don't got to.
All
JC
right.
could cost him the title. JC could realistically cost him the title, and Solo could win that title. That is exactly what I think will happen.
Well,
Because Damian Priest for sure ain't beating Jacob Fatu for that title.
well, for sure.
How weak were you when he said, "There's another badass champion on this roster that I want to talk about"? And I was like, John Cena, Jacob Fatu, and I said, "All right, man."
All right. Well, what are you gonna do? Um,
Oh man,
clearly, we know where the hierarchy and structure is. Um, let's talk about this other Money in Bank qualifying match that people got up in arms about.
what?
Uh,
Oh God, I forgot.
Andrade,
I forgot this
Andrade
before truth.
versus Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes. We Want Mello was also trending, so you know
Whatever.
what? I'm not even mad at it. Listen, I'm not mad at it at all. Sometimes you
He,
need that.
he not mad. I'm
He
not
not.
mad.
He. I'm not mad at it all because you need that extra. Put that on your CV. You know what I'm saying?
But here's
13,000
the thing:
people.
why are people acting like they don't have a plan for him?
I don't know because people. I think it's just because he outright lost and he lost to Andrade of all people. But I also think
But they
like
also love and they've wanted to be. This is my whole point with this whole shit, right? They
right,
also want Andrade to get opportunities and looks and to
uh-huh.
be on TV, but not over the guy that they want. So who is Andrade supposed to be?
Maybe we just follow too many niggas, man.
I
Because
think that's what it is. I think that's what it is because when I looked at it, I said, "Oh, interesting." I said, "You know what I said from this Mills?" I said he could A, continue the Alistair feud,
right,
B, push this Miz thing forward because the whole big thing was that he lost because Miz wasn't there. That's the
right.
whole big thing. So like that's the story, but people don't see it that way for some strange reason.
Yeah,
Some
people
people
are
don't watch.
not. First of all, I'm scared for Miz. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I talk about how I'm afraid from? I know they looking at the pay sheet
He
and
making a
they
lot
seen a
of
lot
money.
of M's. It's like, and he do what now?
He making a lot. Hey, and he just lost his house. So
No, he didn't.
that might save him. They might get some type of bereavement or whatever, some shit that to save him.
Bereavement. I'm very
Hardship. That's the word, hardship.
I'm very afraid for Miz right now, but we will persevere.
I wouldn't be,
Um, you know, if
but
he
he
ends up in Hall Brawl versus Fessy, clearly life has gone wrong somewhere. But listen, Mello is going to be fine. I've never been more sure of that because if you pay attention to the television, you know what is happening right now. So the mere fact that people are overreacting and people are like, well, we just haven't seen it, happen or thing. I can't really trust Triple H. There is one, well, now there's definitely one singles black competitor on this show. Both shows, believe it or not. The other four black people are champion. they're, they're both tag team champions,
You don't
believe it
say.
or not.
Well, no,
So,
Trick Williams is the TNA champ.
but I kept saying, here's what I told people. I'm like, yo, Trick is on the way. Ricky's on the way. Oba's on the way. It's happening, but it's not. It's just not now. Um, and unfortunately, I don't know. Mello might even fall back on the get
Mello
buried further back in the card if them niggas show
Mello
up. But
Mello potentially could fall back into the same thing that happened when he was in NXT. Because people started comparing his bronze push to his. And I was like, well, when you compare it, when you put it that way, you compare it actually makes your argument look crazy because they're being booked almost exactly the same way. Braun
mm,
was always kind of ahead and Mello was kind of behind. And he was in the mid card for a long time when Braun was NXT champion, right? For at least
right,
almost half a year at that point, because he had the North American title and Braun had the NXT title. So ultimately, they're booking them pretty much the same way in that Braun is always number one and Mello was the number two of that and was being booked in that way. I don't see what the issue is. There was a nigga that said, "I'm gonna just cut the TV off." As soon as the ref said three, he cut the TV off. Meelz.
yeah, that was
And
kind
I'm
of tough
done.
to. That was tough to read. I was like, I think that's being very dramatic about it. But um, listen, man, Andrade's in. We're gonna talk about it when we get to Money in the Bank predictions. Can't believe we haven't gotten there yet. But did you like the Cody, John Cena, Logan Paul, Jay Uso? Cody
It was
cuts a
old school.
promo.
I like when
int-
they do the old school. I like when they do the old school type shit when it's just the niggas in the ring talking.
Yeah, yeah. Cody cuts a promo. He
He
was
was
like, "I got my nigga with me."
he was preaching
BG.
though. He was preaching though. I fuck with the Cody promo, especially for it being his first promo back.
Yeah, because he had to explain that bullshit.
Yeah, he had. But again, what I say for the past couple weeks is Triple H slowly steering the car back on the road, where he's where he's steering it in. What if the friend he talked to when he was having hard times was Ricky?
Mm, could be right.
So we get to Cena coming out, and we're starting to get wrinkles of Cena kind of falling out of this character, the Venom symbiote falling off of him. Because Logan Paul wants to fight them, and Cena's like, "No, I want to get away." And Logan
Logan
does.
Paul had a great promo. Logan
Logan
Paul
Paul,
was fantastic.
he was with him for about 5 minutes.
My nigga said what he said. What's that third base line? It was like they think they hit a triple when they really just grew up on third. I was like,
No,
ooh,
he said they were born on third and thought they hit a triple.
yeah. And I was like, ooh, nepo babies.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna put
was
you white, but it is what it is. But I get it.
that was
Um,
he is nepo babies are just born like white people are born nepo babies. It's just
yeah. But he was just like, yo, y'all really think y'all grew up in the grind, but y'all daddy's sons.
yeah.
Um, So I thought that was fantastic. Anyway, great way to close SmackDown. I was excited about their little tag match. Dead Man thought it was a go home show with the way this shit ended. Um,
Oh, I fucked with it. And we got more hype for the time. Yo, Jay Uso got wrecked and beef with everybody.
yeah, he's in a bad way. It's gonna lead to one of my predictions a little bit later on. But as we head to Monday Night Raw, we see first of all it's very strange. CM Punk opens the show. Sami Zayn comes down, and they talk about the plan of attack on.
Openly in front of niggas. I'm like, yo,
Like regular niggas don't even do like superheroes don't even do this.
for the group chat.
Um,
Hey, damn.
yeah. So they do that. He was like, Punk, worry about winning your Money in the Bank qualifying match because Seth Rollins can't win it because if Seth Rollins wins it, it's the end of all of us. It's like that.
And then
It,
later, Seth, I guess 2 steps ahead says later on during an attack, we know where he's gonna be at. Don't worry. And I was like, Punk, I was like, Punk, shouldn't you be prepared? He knows where you're gonna be at tonight.
I love when he showed up looking like Blade.
Dog.
You saw you see the camera angle with the stomp where his like cape was like in the air and shit. I was like, yo, that was hard. That was hard.
my god. um, so again, we had the women's Money in the Bank qualifier between Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, and Ivy Nile. It was working.
It was working.
And Stephanie
You-
getting the rare pyro for a woman. They we said it before, but I mean, if this wasn't clear already, she is
She's the
the
sure
blue,
thing.
yeah, she's the blue chipper for the company.
She working twice on this weekend. It's like
I
we need a lot of her.
I think you open the show with her and Chick Tormenta and Lola and all of them, and then you get it out the way. I think she does very little in that match.
Yeah,
On
her agent. Listen, her agent is gonna be like, "Oh, we gonna really stick these niggas up."
Mhm,
When it
mhm.
comes time to renegotiate, he's like, "Don't you worry, we sticking niggas up."
And they'll pay.
Um,
And they'll pay.
I'm sure they will. She's undeniable. She has the look. She has
Yeah.
hashtag the look.
I've never seen. I mean, Roxanne, she got a little bit of a pop. Giulia got a good pop
I
when
like
she.
Roxanne's incorporation into this show. It's different.
Yeah.
Um, some would say low key AJ Lee esque because AJ
Mhm.
Lee would always be the way she got over, at least in the beginning, was her adjacent to other top stars on the brand that wasn't necessarily women.
Yeah.
Um, Now, granted, she's working across from Liv in a sense, but her involvement with Judgment Day is like perfect. They're the biggest group on the show. They've been the biggest group on the show for the last like 3 years. She's working away in them. It's it's just a good look. She cost War Raiders their match against Finn and JD. Listen, you got something here.
Yeah. There's
The Finn and Liv argument as well. I love the tension. I love the
but
hey
now
man, maybe if you did what you were supposed to do.
but now it's like who's gonna turn on who? Like, do you keep Liv as a heel any longer now that kind of like a lot of the matchups, I'll be real, a lot of the matchups that Liv has had as a heel, she's already had them. Like, I wouldn't be mad if she turned babyface.
I'm more I think Finn needs the babyface look more because this nigga's gonna continue losing if he's a bad guy. He's never gonna win anything big or anything notable. Like I can't see him being Gunther in this current state. But surely as a face, I can see him facing off against those kind of people.
Okay.
So I think if for the betterment of his future, he should turn face and Liv should stay where she's at. Liv is very comfortable and really good at where she's at. Um,
She's a better heel if she's the one who helps Finn
I
get her out.
agree.
Yeah.
Lyra cut a good promo. Like, look at Lyra. Looking
Lyra's
like a
the
looking like a protagonist in a Nintendo game. You know what
the
I'm saying?
the confidence is there, and I think what happened is that she is now working with one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah. Ignored the what?
Ignore the what's, but also as I like, if you don't think that it's not Becky taking her under her wing and showing her how to do this shit, that's what it is. Like, because that's what's gonna keep Lyra ahead of the incoming Stephanie, Vaquer Blaze that's gonna
Yes.
take over this division because Stephanie's gonna leapfrog a lot of people. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
But Lyra's gonna be able to stay up there because she's next to Becky and in that orbit, and that she's able to cut those promos and able to be there on those spots and make it look believable. And they're gonna fucking kill it. We're gonna get to the predictions, but they're gonna fucking kill it this weekend. I'm excited for this match. And then we have
I sneezed like 8 times off mic, sorry.
oh, it's okay. And then we also had on Raw more New Day shit. These are not my guys. All right.
Oh no, but
These are not my guys. You had
I'm sure
Sandy
New Day, if we know this shit is bad, I'm sure they know as well. So I'm not even
do something. Shit.
yeah, I'm sure it kind of needs I'm surprised they haven't followed up on the Grayson Waller Austin Theory thing. Um, because that would be a great way. That'd be a great program to kind of like turn Austin face, and then you could have Grayson kind of like stick it to him. Um, but yeah, I'm surprised that kind of happened.
I wouldn't
Um,
mind Grayson being with the New Day because I think it just gives them something, a new wrinkle to whatever the fuck they're doing.
they got enough bad dresses in that group.
I think promo wise, I think that they could come up with some really funny stuff with those three.
I
I think
agree.
they
I
could come
agree.
up with like wacky stuff like they used to because they're not wacky enough as heels. Like they can be serious heels, but also have a tinge of wackiness to them. I
I
think that
agree.
coming off as serious makes me actually not believe them even more.
No, I agree. I agree. Um, Saw Sammy and Carrion.
Sammy
Little
Carey
moment.
that came after the oh my god, Braun and Bronson.
Braun and
That's
Bronson.
they need those titles. They also need a fucking name. Like they
Listen,
look
man. They look great.
I thought
Yeah.
Bronson looked pure muscle like that. He don't even look like Pudge no more. He just looks straight up muscle, bro.
All right, I ain't gonna say all that, but he's looking better. He's trimmer. You know what I'm saying? Definitely wasn't nothing hanging crazy. You know what I'm saying? He definitely took his time off very seriously. It looks like he takes his, everything very seriously. So I think he's someone worth investing in. Um, Let me see what else happened. I'd like the Gunther Jey Uso segment, even though Gunther pulled up like I thought he was a producer. I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
One of his more
who's it?
low key outfits.
Yeah, I was like, nigga, did you just get off the job? Um, so that was pretty good. Um, and El Grande Americano beat CM Punk and AJ Styles.
We
Shock of
knew
the
this.
night.
We knew this was coming.
I mean, I didn't know until I saw the AJ segment was Heyman. I was like, oh, something's going on.
Yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. AJ being involved with them is actually a nice wrinkle, though.
I agree because it gives somebody AJ something to do instead of trying to beat up Chad Gable. Like, what the fuck you beating up Chad Gable for, nigga? You ain't got nothing to do.
Let's get to Money in the Bank, but before we get
Also,
there,
Rusev has been challenged by Sheamus. Just another
boy,
big program
nobody gives
waiting in the wings.
no one gives a fuck about Rusev, bro. Let's just
And, it's just a big program waiting in the wings. Could pull the trigger anytime.
yeah, all right. Before we get to Money in the Bank, real quick, we're gonna go to YouTube and the Kia Forum for WWE Worlds Collide, a show that they've actually been pushing a lot of. We didn't mention a lot of it for the SmackDown recap really quick, but Javon
Sure.
Evans and Phoenix did show up on SmackDown
Oh my God, they look
to help.
great.
Oh,
Javon Evans is. I almost was like, hit the button now. Do it
he's the
now.
no. Them promos.
Hey
No.
man, hey man, it's
Wait.
USA baby.
Hey dog, come on, man. Hey, big bro. Hey, man.
I'm just imagining him talking to fucking Nick Aldis.
Oh my god, Nick Aldis being like, "What did you say?"
Yeah, it
I
can't be
want to
any
see.
worse.
I want to see him and Adam Pierce talk. That would be funny.
Can't be worse than fucking anything Ava does. Just
Oh,
terrible.
she's one of the worst
Uh,
years.
and then also, what's the man's name?
Phoenix?
Ethan Page looked
Oh
great
yeah,
on SmackDown.
yeah, he looked
Just-
great too.
How you pull up on SmackDown, make your debut, and you on commentary?
I almost expected, just like how Paige jumped Ricky Saints the other week, for Ricky Saints to do the same thing to him.
Yeah,
It
that would have been fire.
would have
To
been
show up on
funny.
SmackDown, that would have been
Uh,
amazing. Run through
uh,
the card real quick. I'll be right
yeah,
back.
we got the LWO versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mystery Iguana. I've seen videos. I've seen old tape of Mystery Iguana. I can't wait to see him. That's going to be a six-man tag team match. We also have Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix in a fatal four-way match for the NXT North American Championship. This match looks to be, on paper, the show stealer of the weekend. I think Ethan Page is great, but really what you're trying to see here is what Ray Phoenix, Laredo Kid, and Javon Evans crazy asses are going to do. This is, I would say, this is probably like a one of the biggest profile showcases that you can have for Javon Evans at this point, and I think that the
Hmm.
whole match should be shown to make this kid look good and to make Laredo Kid look like a star as well. I would expect those two to be kind of the major focuses, but I don't
Right.
see Page dropping the title, unfortunately. Legado del Fantasma versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. They're putting a lot into a couple of people on the AAA roster, and Psycho Clown is definitely one of them. They've had a lot of stuff coming out about Psycho Clown in the last couple of weeks. So I would foresee that team winning against the Legado del Fantasma. However, Meelz, I do think that Santos is going to factor and play a huge part on this brand going forward with the WWE branding. I think that they're ready to send him back down there. And
Yeah, because he ain't doing nothing where he's at. So
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I that if it is something where he could go down there, get AAA hot, or help make AAA hot, and then come back up and then give them showcase matches on certain pay-per-views or certain shows, I think that's fine. That's how you stay. You know what I mean? That's how you keep your job, is
right.
you provide use to all aspects of what they do. And then we have Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Dalise. This has been kind of promoted and pushed for the last couple of weeks. Like I said earlier, I would really expect this to go first. I really don't think that Stephanie should be doing a heavy match like this and then going across the street to go do a ladder match that quick. And I say the same thing for and I think that that team will win. But the main event will be El Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable for the AAA Mega Championship. Chad also working double duty. I don't know, Meelz. Chad's gonna go in. He's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, if he could do both, more power to him. I see. I really see Chad Gable winning this.
I can see it too. Just because they need something for someone to chase, I wouldn't just give it a Vikingo. But then again, he just beat Del Rio, like just beat Del Rio.
That was just to get the shit off the nigga.
Did you see the way he covered him?
Yeah. He said, "Don't
Nigga
move."
said, "No funny business, nigga. I'll break your neck." Nigga hook the leg, arm,
And
hand, fingers, closed his eyes.
bro, insane, hilarious. But yeah, that's the show. It's gonna air. It's gonna air at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. So you got a little bit of time before Money in the Bank starts, but it'll be on YouTube, so you could just go check it out there.
Get that
Then
YouTube premium. Get that YouTube premium. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy
and
your
then
life.
we're going to get to Money in the Bank live from the Intuit Dome. Um, 4 matches here, but I
Mhm.
get it. People should understand there are two very lengthy ladder matches that are gonna be on the show. So
Amen. Yeah, John
something will
Cena's here. I'm
happen.
sure another match will be added. I feel like on SmackDown something will be added. I
I
low
do
key
too.
feel,
I just don't know what.
yeah, I feel like on SmackDown something should be added. This is LA, so I feel like you need to do it up because they're gonna have. First of all, are you going?
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
I don't feel
all
like
right,
driving up there.
okay, all right. I feel you. Um, Second, it's LA. It's a big spot. Netflix, other places, people, etc., etc. I'm assuming something will be added just to round it all out. But even if not, 4 matches. Send everybody in LA home at 8 p.m. or what the fuck they do. I don't know. Um, let's go through the card.
Yeah. Lara Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Becky loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra is champion. And if Lyra wins or if Lyra loses, she will be forced to raise Becky's hand and acknowledge Becky as the better woman. This is
All
going to be
right.
great.
I feel
This
like
is
Lyra would do that shit anyway, but yeah, okay.
this is gonna be great. I thought the first match was great. I thought the match with NXT was great. There's a lot more heat to this match as well. I almost feel like this need to be like a last woman standing match too, or some shit. Like it needed to be something
Mm,
bigger or a stipulation or something. But this stip is good too. Um,
need them.
now,
You're gonna see. We're gonna see in the crowd. Watch. It's gonna be like, oh, the stars of Happy Gilmore too, or
oh god,
clapping it,
I'm gonna be like,
clapping.
well, Lara, kiss it goodbye.
My Knicks just fired Tom Thibodeau. Oh my god. All right.
Wow, why they do that?
Listen, hey man,
He took y'all to the final, to the Eastern Conference Finals.
right. But I'm not even mad. But it's sad, but I'm not mad. But yeah, wow. He was on the hot seat anyway. He was on the hot seat for a couple years. But he he got us to the Justin, we've seen niggas who won NBA championships and they out the next year.
That's true. Oh,
The coach
no, no, it can't happen.
right.
NBA, the Knicks are greedy scum. Wait,
Hey man, niggas not mad at
niggas love
all.
Tom Thibodeau, bro.
I mean, I
Niggas,
like Tom Thibodeau,
niggas
but
love.
now hopefully niggas can rest a little bit.
Who's your next coach? You think?
I really hope it's not Mike Malone. Mike Malone, who just got fired from the Nuggets.
I hope
Um,
it. I hope it is Mike Malone. Um, In terms of winners here, I do think Becky wins the second match. I think it just matches for what's going on here. But there is a Bailey aspect of this that we have not talked about or brought up. I think that they have that in their back pocket. However, it would be so silly to me if Bailey actually does not show up until after Becky wins. It would make no sense. So I don't know how you factor that in. I don't think she shows up if that's the case.
Mm,
Unless she costs Lyra the championship accidentally, which doesn't make sense either.
I'm sure she'll show up on Raw. I feel like Becky needs to at least win the belt for any other motion to kind of really be going on, and I think she will. I'm gonna say Becky wins this, and maybe Bailey shows up on Raw or something afterwards as we head towards SummerSlam. Because after this pay per view, well, actually no, we have Night of Champions after this.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see, but I truly do think Becky will win this match.
Yeah. I think this will main event, but I'll say it right now. We'll predict it right now. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Now, rumor has it that Travis will be here on Saturday,
Ooh,
at
okay.
the show. Rumor has it. I don't know if this affects anything with the show. I think that Cena. I do think they're going to prolong this second match for as long as possible. They're going to do everything in their power to not give us kind of the match. And I do
Ooh,
think Cena
sorry,
will.
another set of breaking news.
What?
Nick Khan just sold $4 million of his TKO stock. Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. If it didn't move you, all right. Let's keep moving.
I've always thought that he was gonna pack up and leave after the company was in a good way. This is like a resume
Right.
for. This is like resume building.
Yeah, he's not really like a president. He's like an agent. He's like a consultant.
Yeah, like he will leave. I'm pretty sure he will, and I mean we already know. Again, I don't even really give a fuck about the narratives behind it, but like I never saw Nick Khan staying. I think he will leave, and there will be someone else that will slide into that spot. It's probably not going to be. What if it's Stephanie? That'd be funny.
Shit, I've seen enough episodes of Stephanie's Places to know that she needs to continue to do whatever the fuck she's doing, wherever she's doing it at.
I thought she was a good exec when she was there. When she was an exec for what, that 6 months that she was.
She was, I can't. I don't know her exact thing. People just really like her. It was like she's real.
I think you want somebody likable in that position. I think you would pick Stephanie, and I think that like she represents like, oh, this I'm the new age.
Can I say something really? And I heard this on Cornet Drive Through, where they said the biggest way that AEW could affect business for WWE in response to counter programming is offering Nick Khan a contract to run their company.
He'll never do it.
I'm sure he'll never do it, but
Yeah.
that's probably the best thing that they could do for them.
Well, the thing is, if he did that, the next day, literally the next day, AEW has seen the releases of, and then it'll just be it'll just be a list of niggas. At the top, it'll be the Young Bucks,
Red
Kenny Omega.
Red Velvet.
AEW has sold ROH to fucking Thriller. Or not everybody got business. He sold it to fucking Impulsive.
Those the motherfucking Kai Cenat.
It'll be a wrap, bro. It's over. Like it will literally kill the AEW that these people want, and that's why I don't think it'll happen.
Absolutely.
I
All right,
think,
where are
but
we at?
like I was saying, I think there's an element that Cena will continue to run from Cody because I think Cena knows. Like now, the story is that Cena knows Cody can beat him because Cody said on SmackDown, "I'm not going to hesitate to take you out again." And I think that's the story. We kind of knew that was a story because that's the way Cody lost. But in terms of this tag match, and you brought it up, it's the Jey Uso gauntlet. It's really more on Jey than it is on Cody and anybody else in this match because Jey is burning. He's playing the role of the champion that's taking on too much. And that lack of focus, I think, is definitely going to affect him here in the tag match. And I honestly don't think the baby faces win here.
I agree.
but I don't
Um,
think Cody takes the pin. I think that there's something that happens that takes Cody away from the match. But I don't think he takes the pin. I think that Jay takes the pin, and I think this bodes not well for Jay on Raw.
so that also leads into another prediction. I think Jay is losing that belt on Raw.
But I also think that if he does lose that belt, I think that either way he loses the belt. I think he either loses it to Gunther or he loses it to the whoever cashes in. But here's the thing, Mills. I don't think Gunther's walking out of it with that title on Raw either.
I think he is.
I don't.
I think here's my prediction. Gunther Goldberg for the title.
Sorry, nice main event.
Mhm.
Will Goldberg want to lose his final match? Is my question.
He can win and relinquish the title if he wants to, but you can also win the match and then get his shit cashed in on. I don't know if that's the way you wanna go
Goldberg's
out.
final match is a cash in, nigga.
Bad
I
agent. That's some Sting shit.
Yeah, that's some stink shit. That is, hey, you need a better agent. That is some stink shit. No, I don't think they're gonna go that far. I think Jay does. I think again, Jay having it for as long as he did, stellar. We've had the moment, right? It's time to move on. It's time because the World Heavyweight Championship or Raw, it has to get passed around because there's so many people that are waiting in line for that title, and I think Seth is due for it as well pretty soon. So like they have to get it off somebody, and I guess I kind of gave away what I was thinking, but like they have to give it to somebody, right? So I think that John Cena and Logan Paul win this, and I think Cody and Cena are due for Saudi, and they are due for SummerSlam, and I think those are the three matches there.
Absolutely. It's
I think I think that if they do it in Night of Champions, Cena will get DQ'd, and I think that they will have the rubber match at SummerSlam, in which Cody is coronated again.
I agree. I think I'm sorry. This news is rocking the shit out of me right now. I'm sorry.
Condos? Damn.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah. Well, no, the Tibbs, Nick Khan. So yeah, I think overall who's going to win this match? Uh Cody and Jay. I think John Cena is not opposed to losing a motherfucking match. He don't care.
I don't think he's losing. He hasn't fucking even sniffed a loss since he's been champion. I don't think he loses here. Um, Ladder matches: Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Giulia, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer. Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's championship. Um, there's a lot of ways you can go here. There's a lot of setup. It's especially on the SmackDown side. You've got Naomi, you've got Alexa, you've got Giulia. But I think the biggest story here is the new women here. There's Roxanne, there's Giulia, there's Stephanie. That is them pretty much saying like these are our three women we're going to start building towards, in the next coming years. And then you've got the older guard of Naomi, Alexa, and then you've got Rhea Ripley, who's the present. Rhea doesn't really do ladder matches. This is going to be interesting to see. Um, this on paper, this is a crazy fucking lineup though. I think all of them are willing and capable of doing some crazy stuff, especially Alexa and Naomi. And then you have the new women there, and you have a really interesting field. But I think there's only one person that can fucking win this title. Or win this briefcase. I think you don't want Stephanie to have it because you want her to beat whoever's a champion head up. You want her to win it, fair and square, essentially. As fair
Hmm.
as you can get it. You don't want her to cash in on somebody. Julia is too early. Looks like she's going for the US title. Rhea, they're not giving her the title for a while. And if that's the case, if they do, it will only be a stepping stone for a Stephanie Vaquer to defeat her. Roxanne's in a storyline with Liv. Alexa's in a storyline with Charlotte. Naomi, to me, seems through process of elimination, Naomi has the longest running storyline of anybody in this match, and it's with two top women already going into it. It perfectly fits into what I said earlier about me thinking that Naomi, the trio of Naomi, Jade, and Bianca will be the summer feud, fall feud going into it. And I think Naomi will win the title, or eventually in the summer. And I think she's going to win the briefcase to do that.
I think well, so my pick is also Naomi. But mine is like really looking at you kind of really got to look at the field and essentially be like, who can be the world champion in the next year? Um,
Mhm.
who brings value? Who would you just looking at the brands they're on and kind of everything, who can be the world champion within the next year? And of course, I've always said like this new rebrand for Naomi just screams like championship. Um, it's completely different. She's a great character on the show. Recent comments saying essentially is like she's starting to wind down her career because she wants to have children. Um, a bunch of different things. Uh, Rhea Ripley don't even need a Money in the Bank.
Yeah, exactly. That's another one where it's like she could just win it head up the same way Stephanie can.
Absolutely. Roxanne, I can see if somehow Liv wins it back. If somehow Liv wins that world championship back, but
But you
you
know
don't
what happens there? But you know what happens? We're getting into
the same thing that we did last year.
yeah, with Tiffany and Nia. That's why I don't
Yeah,
do it again.
so I don't think we'll do that. Alexa's popular enough to win it, and I think she's in this position currently where she's like backstage, like thinging around, where she could win it and essentially be like, "Hey, I'm going to cash in on one of you motherfuckers." Um, but I just can't see them moving in that direction with Alexa this year. Uh, I can't see her as world champion this year. Giulia, I think it's too soon. Stephanie, I think it's too soon. My leading contenders are really Alexa Bliss and Naomi. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Naomi, but I can really see Alexa Bliss also winning this year. She's won it before, but I can see her winning it again. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Naomi.
I'm going Naomi too. I'm hoping that it works out that way. If it is Naomi, I could see both of them being cashed in. They don't like keeping one of them open for very long. So I don't know who will cash in first, but for the past couple of times Triple H has had it, one of them has been cashed in almost immediately, and the other one has been held on to. So I do think this is one that's held on to by Naomi, or you think that she cashes it pretty much immediately?
Hmm. Do I think she's gonna cash in? I mean, ain't a women's championship that night, so it's not like she can cash in that night, which is typically what the women do. Um,
It could be anytime.
it really could be any time.
Yeah, it could be
Uh,
anytime.
don't let Bianca get that belt. But
She is the number one nigga you cash in on.
yeah, absolutely. So I think she's gonna wait a well, I don't know if she's gonna wait a bit. Could you see Naomi going into WrestleMania next year as champion?
No.
Okay, then she probably will cash it in relatively soon.
Yeah. Uh, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano for the men's championship contract. This field is equally as impressive. Um, but I'll say I'm a little bit bullish on just saying it's going to be Seth. I'm a little bit bullish on it. I'm not too sure that it's just I can't just say it's going to be Seth. There's the Punk angle. Roman could come back as LA. He could come back. Um, Andrade is like I think we pretty much agree like that's like the long shot of all long shots. He's in there because it's AAA weekend, right? Like that's the idea with him. But El Grande and him could El Grande has beef or wreck with all the luchadors in there. So Penta, could be one. Andrade could be another. That's beef already. Do you think he gets unmasked here? I don't think so.
Nah. Um,
I think if he wins a AAA championship, he should come out with it and be like, "Chad, let me hold it."
that'd be weird. I do think here's my process of elimination here. Can I see any of these guys as a world champion within the next year? And a large part of this field is no.
I can see Penta as the world champion.
He should be Intercontinental champion right now, but I think they're waiting till SummerSlam to really like crown him. Uh,
I've heard some shit, but I can see it.
okay, all right.
Um,
As long as you hear it.
LA,
Um,
LA, I could see him as the world champion.
LA, I can see him
He's toiled
being.
in the mid card long enough.
Yeah, I could see him like you know if John Cena wants to do the job randomly get out the championship business,
Yeah,
take one of them motherfucking what he call
BFT,
that thing? B,
BFT, the BLT, the
BFT,
BLT.
the BLT. take one of them things. But yeah, I could see it's between LA and Seth. And Seth holding it. Yo, they're who won it last year?
Drew.
Their obsessions with heels winning this shit is
It's
crazy.
just better to have a heel win it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make like ultimately every time a baby face wins it, it almost always ends up as like a worse decision because like you don't really want to see a baby face win that way. This is almost like a heel kind of determined match. You know what I mean? Because as a babyface, even in the babyfaces in these matches, it seems kind of scummy for them to even just cash in on anybody. You know what I mean? There's no heel like hate it like John Cena where you would just cash in on them when they're doing a promo or something. You know?
Mhm.
And in this match, like it doesn't seem like or feel like it's better for anyone but Seth to get it right now. Like Chad Gable as El Grande, like knock on wood, I don't see that gimmick going further than the Intercontinental and the AAA Championship. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's where that stays. Um, but like Solo, he's connected to like the US title right now. LA looks like Alistair and him are about to have some beef soon. You know what I mean? Andrade, long shot, unless we get shocked by something. Penta seems like he could. As a babyface, at least it seems like he could. And you
Mhm.
wouldn't really be mad at him cashing in because, like you said, like you just said, like, oh, he seems like Intercontinental Championship. He wouldn't have won it. He wouldn't have won the world title otherwise at this point because people think he's a mid card title champion. You know what I mean? Um, but Seth, to me, there's just too much shit going on. This does seem like it's gonna be the match with the most overbooking and poppycock in it. Like you
Yeah.
got Braun, you got Bronson, you got Punk, you got Roman, you got see like there's gonna be a lot of shit going on here. So like, bro, what if LA Knight wins this?
I can't see him winning this. I don't know. It's
you,
a
you catapult him right there with Cena, Cody, and whoever. It's just it seems like it's just time for it. If he's a babyface, he could call his shot in Saudi against John Cena, and then you have that match already. They could let it go there.
LA Knight as WWE champion would it would my eyes would have to adjust, clearly.
Wait, here's the thing. There's nobody saying that like he has to win. You know?
You do such a disservice. Think of the niggas who failed to cash in outside of John Cena.
Yeah.
You do an incredible disservice to someone who attempts to cash in and does not win.
Yeah.
Like they are written, their credibility is written off until the end of motherfucking time, bro.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to go the safe bet and say
Seth Rollins.
Seth. He's the only one who's in some sort of thing, but who knows? It could be fucking El Grande Americano. Like I think Vince would do El Grande Americano just to piss niggas off.
100%.
Um,
I think they have some sort of restraint with in regards to that. Like the storyline is pretty much set, and El Grande doesn't seem like he factors into the larger storyline at all. Because I
what's
think
a
that whoever wins this, I think is cashing in on Jay or Gunther on Monday, regardless.
right? It's Seth Rollins, man.
Kind of has to be Seth, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
I don't like it being this like. That's why I would have put Punk in it.
yeah. But then
Um,
you have like the thing where it's like it's Seth's year. You know what I mean? Like it's Seth's year. It's just like sometimes it's just a guy's time. And I think like this year they have firmly said it's just this nigga's year. Just give him whatever. You feel me? Like he won at WrestleMania. Why the fuck wouldn't he win this fucking big match? You know what I mean? Like why wouldn't he win?
would you rather have Seth as world champion or CM Punk?
Seth right now.
Okay.
Seth right now. Because the thing is the chase is and then you get like then you get Roman in on the chase and then you get Punk in on the chase. Then it's like then Raw kind of heats up in the summer and the fall, right?
Okay. Okay, I could see that.
Like he's coming
Yeah.
up off of it. He's coming up off of it to one of them
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. He's coming up off it to either Roman or Punk.
Like a babyface Roman with that title, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
I low key feel like Money in the Bank isn't the way he should win the title, but I get it. Like,
Seth?
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of those people that can win it head up. I'm no denying it.
Yeah, I think
He
he
can win
should
it head
win
up.
it head up. I think it's more effective if he wins it head up because the thing about Seth is, and here's my trepidation kind of with it. This is definitely his year, but I feel like they've shown so many times of him like not being the guy
But
that
in those ways show that he's not the guy. So you need like a definitive way for him to show
yeah,
that.
you need like a definitive win. You know what I'm saying? Like one that says like, yo, and he's stomping niggas out too. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'd rather do that than like have it cash in and it seems like okay, we're just waiting for the moment he loses it, like with everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. If anyone else wins, I'd be incredibly surprised.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. I would be like, "What?"
Solo, nigga. I know he's funny, but
Uh, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I feel you on that. It'd be sad. But here's the thing. It should be interesting. And as I always say, it is not up to us to
man,
determine.
Punk could also cost that nigga to cash in. Punk could.
That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. I think Roman comes back. I think Roman comes
Ooh.
back.
Okay,
He's
okay,
he's at the
okay.
top.
I see it.
He's put Punk away. He's at the top of the fucking ladder. He's like, "I'm about to get it, nigga," and then do-do-dum, ooh, like that, like that, because it doesn't make sense why he's not here anyway. Like he got beat up and just went home.
Yeah, yeah.
It's dumb. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I am fully on board with you there. That is Money in the Bank. It seems like a fun show. Car on paper is really good. You got new acts, you got established acts, you got two matches where I mean you heard it between me and Meelz, like we really don't know what's gonna happen. And you've got the continuing John Cena and Cody Rhodes issue coming up. So I think the last prediction we had was Jay Gunther. I think we both agree that Jay's probably gonna lose. But yeah, so thank you all for listening. Next week is going to be interesting because we got a lot of fallout from the last week in WWE, and we'll have more news on what's coming up on World of Pro Wrestling. So for Meelz, I'm Justin. Thank you guys for listening to this supersized episode of the A Show, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.